You're watching the Auction Network.
Welcome back to the Auction Network's coverage of the Lou Pearlman estate auction ordered by the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. The Pearlman auction was handled by the respected firm of the Fisher Auction Company, Incorporated, out of Pompano Beach. Fisher Auction is owned and operated by second and third generation auctioneers, including a National Auctioneer Association Hall of Famer, Benny Fisher.
In 1972, my wife and I had accumulated a lot of antiques, really high-priced junk. Instead of playing golf and all, we attended auctions. And so we decided one day that we would liquidate and sell those things. Then I decided I wanted to go to auction school myself. I decided that I could do it, and that it probably would be a pretty profitable means of living. Well, Lamar, of course, really started off in the business with me selling. I had him on the block.
The first auction I ever got on the auction block, I probably was about 14 years old. After my father went to auction school, started the business, and just from then on I was hooked. I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
He came into the business and has been there ever since.
Honest to goodness, this is what I always wanted to do.
I'm just not constituted to deal with showing an asset, a property, 12 times to 12 people over 12 days. I'd rather just invite everyone to the party, all 12, and let them fight amongst themselves. And I decided that that we could do that with real estate in South Florida. It never had been done.
The crash of the savings and loans back in the late 80s, early 90s is when the government formed the Resolution Trust Corporation, the RTC. And that was the really turning point, I think, for the auction process, to be honest with you, because we were fortunate enough to be able to be one of 8 companies on a national level to compete and bid for those sales.
It was a quasi-group created by Congress to handle all of the foreclosed assets for all of the banks that had been closed. And we were fortunate enough to bid and get on what they call the government board. But that sort of gave us a launch pad of credibility nationally. Each successful auction of a given type, you become the symbol of success for that type of event. And we get calls now from other coliseums.
The majority of our clients are bankruptcy court related, financially institutional based, a lot of estate work, trust work.
Our specialty is really sort of high profile pricing real estate, unique assets like the Miami Arena and coliseums and hotels and unique situations that most auction companies are not privileged to have the opportunity to offer.
People say all the time, or they call and say, you know, I have this wonderful chest to sell or this wonderful antique, can you help me out? And I say, unfortunately I can't. I try to guide them to another auction company, but our forte has been, since that point in time, strictly real estate. There's not too many companies in the nation that handle a lot of work for the court system. Any type of government auctions is a huge challenge because of the credibility in the court system, to be able to have affidavits signed, to be able to, the reporting system is just so unique and so voluminous when it comes to paperwork. We've just been able to master it and create the relationships with the agencies that they know they're dealing with a company that is honest, that has morals.
That's really the only difference in the way we sell with the other, our broker brothers and sisters, and that is they post a sign on a property that is a silent sentinel standing, maybe for a sale that will consummate today or maybe not for 6 months. When our sign goes up, it says 30 days from today, on this date and this hour at this hotel, this property will sell.
You are in the Auctioneers Hall of Fame.
I guess that's the crowning glory for anyone in our business. Less than 100 of our number out of about 5,000 or 6,000 have ever had that honor. I really never knew until the last moment when he said, we're here tonight to honor Benny Fisher, and of course I cried like a baby.
We're going to ask for a total deposit of 10% down.
I'm extremely proud of Lamar because he has, in and of his own right, taken the business to even unparalleled heights. He's presently the mayor of our city. For years, everyone knew Lamar as Benny's son. And one day, I suddenly became Lamar's daddy. So that's when you know that it's at least time to start thinking about turning over authority and control.
My son Paul, he's actually Lamar Paul Fisher Jr., 13 years old, and he told me that he either wants to be a professional basketball player or an auctioneer. I miss it, page 3.
We work very well together as father and son. We have our moments, but works out pretty good. But I really don't have any other interests that I enjoy more than getting out and going to work and conducting auctions.
I don't think Dad will ever retire. I really don't. And as I told my mother, he will always have a desk at the office to get him out of the house if they need to be. No, seriously, he has, again, he's just been a mentor to me, and I don't know what I would do without him, with his knowledge and his words of wisdom.
We are Fisher Auction Company, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lamar Fisher, President and CEO of the firm. Helping assist us today is the chairman and founder. To my far left here is Mr. Benny Fisher.
The sale of music mogul Lou Pearlman's infamous estate drew worldwide attention. When we return, we'll witness what took place at this unprecedented event.
To register for future live auctions, go to auctionnetwork.com.